cinema matinee. I ain't got $7.50 to pay.
Will Smith is the last Negro on earth.
Yeah, he's always the first to go in a horror movie.
Right.
Yeah, Will Smith is the black dude that ran and hid and came back out like, well, where'd everybody go? It's based on a Richard Matheson novel. For those of you who read the story, this is not like the story at all. So if you're one of those purists, you won't be satisfied with this. If you're going to complain, go watch this other movie with Vincent Price called The Last Man on Earth. There's a virus that takes over the world, wipes out everybody. We're following this character, Robert Neville, played by Will Smith. He was the only one with a cure, but he just might be pointless because he's the last guy on Earth, except that the people who do remain, they've turned into these vampire-like creatures. So he's forced to like lock his door up at night and just try to survive to the next day. Although he puts out a radio call in the hopes that one day somebody will hear it and there might be other survivors out there. This virus, it's a cure for cancer originally. Now, what kind of virus do you get that starts out as a cure for cancer and doesn't just make people sick, but turns your ass into a vampire?
It sounds like a Blade villain plot. The creatures in here, which were all formerly human, and one of the reasons why the movie's supposed to have emotional impact, because they all used to be regular humans, they don't look human at all.
No, they look fake. If Gollum got a gym membership and went and like worked out a little bit, he'd look like the creatures in this movie.
All right, let me ask y'all this. What'd you think of Will Smith?
There were moments where Will Smith was brilliant, but then he slipped into some Fresh Prince-isms.
Yes.
like you just about like he's telling the dog like, eat your vegetables. I ain't playing. It's like, man, you the Fresh Prince at that point.
Yeah.
No. Eat your vegetables. Don't just push them around. Eat them. I'm not playing.
At times he was brilliant. Like when it came time for him to cry, he really poured that on. But I thought he was not good at times when he was supposed to be weak. It wasn't coming across as the madness of being isolated. It came across as him being, the smart alecky Fresh Prince, just cracking jokes like, "Oh, you so crazy."
What the hell are you? No!
I think that's a typecasting thing, though, really more than anything else, because I think Will Smith did as good a job as he, as an actor, could have done with this material. I think Will Smith is a terrific actor who's often not given his full due.
Will Smith can cry. I've seen him in movies where there are moments where they didn't show him from the waist down. He was crying so hard. I thought he was using a wrench on his nuts.
Now, as good as Will Smith was, he wasn't nothing compared to that dog.
Dog should be going up on stage at the Oscars this year going, woof, 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 woof. Thank you to the Academy.
The first half is where you get most of your action. That second part, it's just slow.
It left itself no other ending but one of three mildly cop-out endings. Mm-hmm. And, it had no choice but to take that.
Yeah, that's it. The ending is a cop-out. I mean, it's not a terrible ending.
It's not a terrible ending.
No, we're not saying it's like a depressing ending or a bad ending. It's just like you really don't get overwhelmed with emotion at what happens at the end. I was toggling between full price and matinee, but honestly, even with the ending, I think if people saw it for full price, I don't think they'd be disappointed.
I'm going to slide in on matinee.
All right. I wasn't bored with this movie, but I guarantee you there are going to be a lot of people who just plain are. That's a shame, because what happened was some really good acting on Will Smith's part, but it still keeps it to a matinee. So there is a point in the movie where he finds someone else, right? And it's a fine-ass chick, right? What are the odds of that?
6 billion people on Earth when the infection hit. KV had a 90% kill rate. That's 5.4 billion people dead. Crashed and bled out, dead. Less of 1% immunity. It left 12 million healthy people like you, me, and Ethan. The other 588 million turned into your dark seekers. And then they got hungry and they killed and fed on everybody.
I mean, how much cooler would it have been if it was like, Star Jones?
That's true, man.
Trying to make it real.